It was always openly a centrist. Yeah, you're right. Openly centrist positions such as, I'm going to get healthcare to all Americans. I'm going to shut down Guantanamo Bay. I'm going to pull out of Iraq. You know, when he said hope. AOC class back at Republicans that who tell her to return to bartending.
Thank you, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, for your vision. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Chicago, for your energy. Thank you, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, for your vision. And thank you, Joe Biden, for your leadership. You know, 6 years ago...
Is that ketchup on a glizzy in Chicago? Bro, I will literally throw hands, okay? What the f am I supposed to put on a goddamn hot dog, if not... ketchup and mustard? No ketchup? Yeah, ain't no way that's happening, okay? What are people doing in Chicago? You're gonna get banned from stepping foot in Chicago? Mustard and relish? No. Pritzker, get control of your state, bro. Listen, he snubbed me, okay? I'll put whatever the f I want on this goddamn hot dog. He's too busy chopping it up with a Daily Show. You're fine, Midwesterners are heathens? Yeah, it's so crazy. Yellow mustard only, or they get really brother-in-law about it? Ketchup does not belong on a hot dog. Just ask Obama. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, that's madness. I can't believe this is a real point of contention. Y'all are crazy. Ketchup is for kids. I don't go. Anyway, rate the glizzy. I mean, it's not bad. The buns have poppy seeds on them. I don't know why, but it's not the worst. We put cream cheese and ketchup on our glizzies in Seattle. Okay, that's a little freakish too. A hot dog so basic. Condiments is all you have when it comes to them. Yeah, it's a basic. That's the beauty of the hot dog, man. That's the beauty of the dog. It's basic as fire. Let's keep watching AOC.
I'm taking omelet orders as a waitress in New York City. I didn't have health insurance. My family was fighting off foreclosure. And we were struggling with bills after my dad passed away unexpectedly from cancer. Like millions of Americans, we were just looking for an honest shake. And we were tired of a cynical politics that seemed blind to the realities of working people. It was then, only through the miracles of democracy and community, that the good people of the Bronx and Queens chose someone like me to elect them in Congress. And America, in my heart, I know from that same cloth of hope and aspiration, we will also elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as President and Vice President of the United States of America. I am here tonight because America has before us a rare and precious opportunity. In Kamala Harris, we have a chance to elect a president who is for the middle class because she is from the middle class. She understands the urgency of rent checks and groceries and prescriptions. She is as committed to our reproductive and civil rights as she is to taking on corporate greed. And she is working tirelessly to secure a ceasefire and bringing hostages home.
So, is she? I mean, I don't know why she said that. I don't know if we know that or not. That was my estimation. This is the worst room to be saying this. There's so many creators for Kamala around me right now. But honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know what she knows that I don't. But if there is a genuine momentum and a genuine change of pace and a difference coming from the Kamala campaign in terms of what she wants to do differently, she should communicate it. She should say her piece. She should be out and about it. Okay? Do you think they'll carrot on a stick on the ceasefire? No, they haven't carrot. They've only carroted. They've never shown the stick. What are you looking at? Everything good? This is the issue. There is a stick there, but they've done the bear hug strategy and have not strayed away from the bear hug strategy. Okay? That's just objectively the truth. That's all they've done. If there's a change of pace, if there's a different... Anyway, let's get back to AOC.
In Kamala Harris...
It's so hard for me to not sidestep into Israel and like dive into that issue head first, but we were originally talking about AOC and how she said Kamala Harris is working tirelessly to do a ceasefire.
I see a leader who understands. I see a leader with a real commitment to a better future for working families. And Chicago, we have to help her win. Because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends. And I, for one, am tired of hearing about how a two-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day to lift working people out from under the boots of greed, trampling on our way of life. The truth is,
So cooked. Oh my God.
You cannot love this country.
Lib Twitter comparing AOC to Obama. I know. This is the Obama becoming a star convention speech. I mean, it's true. I think, I hope not all the way, you know, in terms of looking like a progressive and then switching over and like nullifying any kind of progressive momentum.
If you only fight for the wealthy and big business. To love this country is to fight for its people.
Obama was never progressive. It was always openly a centrist. Yeah, you're right. Openly centrist positions such as, I'm going to get healthcare to all Americans. I'm going to shut down Guantanamo Bay. I'm going to pull out of Iraq. You know, when he said hope and change, he was saying like, you know, I hope that one day we can be more centrist. Bro, come on. We don't need to like reinvent reality here. Okay. No, he was a very progressive candidate and a very centrist president. Okay. But if you were going to act like he was not a progressive candidate, you're crazy. Obama was very pro-Palestine before. Even in his book, he couldn't do much because AIPAC was too strong. I mean, yeah, he literally would used to hang out with Saeed and Rashid Khalidi. So I know Steve Kerr mentioned Steph Curry. He did the sleeping emoji.
All people, working people, everyday Americans like bartenders and factory workers and fast food cashiers who punch a clock and are on their feet all day in some of the toughest jobs.
Can people hear me when I'm yelling?
You know, ever since I got elected, Republicans have attacked me by saying that I should go back to bartending. But let me tell you, I'm happy to any day of the week because there is nothing wrong with working for a living. Imagine having leaders in the White House who understand that. Leaders like Kamala.
You hit him with the put the fries in the bag, bro, is actually classist. She's like, it's actually classist to say just put the fries in the bag. I mean, she's not wrong.
And Tim. But Chicago, just because the choice is clear to us does not mean that the path will be easy. Over the next 78 days, we will have to pour every ounce, every minute, every moment into making history on November 5th. But we cannot send Kamala and Tim to the White House alone. Together, we must also elect strong Democratic majorities in the House and in the Senate so that we can deliver on an ambitious agenda for the people. Because if you are afford rent and childcare, Kamala is for you. If you are a senior who had to go back to work because your retirement didn't stretch far enough, Kamala is for you. If you're an immigrant family just starting your American story, Kamala is for you. America, when we knock on our neighbor's door, organize our communities, and elect Kamala Harris to the presidency on November 5th, we will send a loud message that the people of this nation will not go back. We choose a new path and open the door to a new day, one that is for the people and by the people. Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless. God bless you all.
One thing that stood out to me, of course, given that there was a union leader that spoke at the Republican National Convention, and because Donald Trump, Shermichael, has done a lot to appeal to working class voters in a way that, you know, the Democratic Party used to have a lot more sway in the union halls outside Detroit than they do. We heard from Sean Fain, but we also heard from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, whose speech stood out, I thought, in a very long evening of speeches. And here's what she had to say about Republican attacks on her, just to give you kind of a little bit of a taste of what her address was like. Watch.
Ever since I got elected, Republicans have attacked me by saying that I should go back to bartending. But let me tell you, I'm happy to any day of the week because there is nothing wrong with working for a living.
Talk about speeches that are going to live on social media.
I mean, yeah, I guess that clip will live on social media, but in terms of the Democratic Party uniting all of its various factions, I mean, we just saw 2 members of the squad lose their seat. You're seeing a lot of young progressives who are protesting because they're not happy about the party leadership's position on Israel and Iran and the Palestinian people. And so there are clearly some issues within the party. Perhaps those issues aren't as clear as some of ours are, right? And I would agree with that. But to pretend that there's complete unity, I'm not sure if that's accurate. But I want to just touch on President Biden quickly here. I mean, it does take a certain level of magnanimity to be in a very, very powerful position and be willing to give it up. And I really just hope the American people, as we are in this divided time, really take the opportunity to just reflect on that. I know there are a lot of differences about the president. There are differences on some of his policy positions. But at the end of the day, we do look to our leaders, Casey, to give us examples of who we can be under the worst conditions and even in the best conditions. And I think President Biden has certainly exuded that as a leader.
Good evening, America, and good evening.
It was like the SWAT got owned because of Israel. AOC Responds. Let's talk about Biden.